Lawrence Levy, to Pixar and Beyond, My Unlikely Journey with Steve Jobs to Make Entertainment History. Embark on an epic journey with To Pixar and Beyond, where Lawrence Levy recounts his daring adventure in partnering with Steve Jobs to transform the struggling Pixar animation studios into a revolutionary powerhouse breaking box office records. Through intricate storytelling and an intimate look into the world of Pixar, dive deep into the challenges, dreams, and life-changing decisions that shaped Pixar's fate. Gain invaluable insights into the foundational four-pillar business strategy, negotiations with Disney, and the power of creative freedom. Set foot into an unlikely tale that ultimately leads to the mastery in balancing structure, practicality, and fluidity, leading Pixar to make entertainment history.
A Journey to Pixar. Lawrence Levy's journey to Pixar, despite its uncertain future, was fueled by an inspiring environment that lured him in. Steve Jobs saw the potential in the small software company and wanted Levy's help to run and develop the business. A tour of the facilities and a glimpse into the creation of Toy Story convinced Levy to take a risk and accept the role of Executive Vice President and Chief Financial Officer at Pixar. Pixar's rocky start. When Lawrence Levy joined Pixar, he discovered the employees were distant due to Steve Jobs' unfulfilled promises. With their distrust lingering, Levy took the opportunity to understand the company's work. Pixar's projects were not generating substantial profits except for the software program called RenderMan. Leveraging Pixar's patent to motion blur, the company signed licensing agreements with Microsoft and Silicon Graphics, which was a short-term win. Other projects such as animated commercials, short films and Toy Story were less profitable. The company's contract with Disney allowed them to make only 3 movies with Disney's limited share of annual profits to around $4 million, an amount which was not enough to grow the business. Pixar desperately needed to make more money, but it seemed impossible. Pixar's quest for profit. Pixar's hope of becoming profitable lied in the entertainment industry. After realizing the profitability of home videos, Pixar decided to dedicate itself to becoming a successful animated film studio. However, going all in on animation was a gamble since it would be hard to diversify offerings without the safety net of a theme park or distribution deal. Pixar also faced the challenge of having a successful initial public offering since no modern animation company had achieved this in the past. With this in mind, Pixar needed a solid business plan to generate the kind of profit growth investors preferred. Pixar's four-pillar business plan. Pixar's success hinged on a solid business plan consisting of 4 pillars. The first pillar involved negotiating for a larger share of film profits from Disney, while the second entailed raising funds for production costs through an IPO. The third pillar centered around growing the company's capacity to develop multiple films, while the fourth emphasized the need to establish the Pixar name as a reputable animation company. These pillars formed the foundation for Pixar's viability and eventual success. The IPO Journey of Pixar. Pixar faced rejections from industry leaders Goldman Sachs and Morgan Stanley when it came to raising money through an IPO. However, it successfully rallied a team of 3 investment banks to support the cause. With Toy Story's release approaching, it was the ideal time for Pixar to bring the banks on board as it wouldn't have another film for release for several years. 3 investment banks, Robertson Stephens, Cowen and Company, and Hambrecht and Quist, backed Pixar and predicted a $700 million valuation. However, Toy Story exceeded expectations at the box office, collecting $190 million and leading to a whopping $1.5 billion valuation on the day of its IPO. The success created a billionaire in Steve Jobs. Pixar's search for success. After the success of Toy Story and their IPO, Pixar needed to create more hit movies to remain financially viable. To do this, they invested in and trusted their story team, but also needed to expand it significantly. This led to the creation of Pixar University and the hiring of Sarah MacArthur. Giving the story team full creative control was also essential for making heartfelt movies that would connect with audiences. Pixar's negotiation victory. Pixar's success allowed it to renegotiate its deal with Disney, resulting in an agreement that gave Pixar everything it had asked for: equal share of profits, credit for its hard work, and more. The negotiation was tough, with Pixar prepared to walk away from negotiations if Disney didn't meet its demands. Eventually, Disney agreed to give Pixar equal billing in exchange for buying Pixar stock. Levy and Jobs were happy with this arrangement as long as Disney couldn't control Pixar through the stock. Finally, on February 24, 1997, the two companies signed an agreement that completed the four pillars of Pixar's business strategy. The middle way philosophy of Pixar and Steve Jobs. Pixar's success story under the leadership of Steve Jobs and his executive team was not a fluke. Rather, a balance of creativity and practical business acumen, dubbed the middle way, was the formula for the studio's winning streak. As recounted by the author, Lawrence Levy, Jobs' time at Pixar honed his expertise in the entertainment industry and enabled him to become a creative force at Apple, while Levy himself discovered the Buddhist philosophy of the middle way, which emphasizes the importance of balancing structure and fluidity, when exploring the philosophies of human experience. With the combination of a four-pillar business strategy and creative freedom, Pixar was able to thrive and achieve years of unparalleled success.
As we reach the end of To Pixar and Beyond, we are left with a profound understanding of the critical factors that contributed to Pixar's unparalleled success. With a four-pillar business strategy as their backbone, Pixar demonstrated the importance of balancing structure, fluidity, and creative freedom. The book highlights Pixar's persistence in renegotiating their deal with Disney to ensure the company's ultimate growth and success. We also learn valuable life lessons from the experiences of Jobs and Levy, who both discovered that the balance between practical business implementation and fostering creativity leads to exceptional outcomes. This heartwarming tale of a fearless partnership and relentless ambition will leave you in awe of Pixar's journey, while instilling key lessons that apply to all facets of life.